pitching. 3 pitchers combined for the shutout. Turgeon swings and misses. And, of course, we welcome in the doctor, Adam Perry, as well as the business law firm or the future entrepreneur of America, which is Andrew Furry. Fellas, good to see you guys.
Yeah, pleasure to join you as always, Joe. Good to be back up in the broadcasting booth, and good for the Coyotes, man, snapping that 7-game losing streak. And as you mentioned, yeah, it was spearheaded by the pitching. And that really all came down to Patrick Morris. Pitched 7 phenomenal innings for the Coyotes. And, you know, from that point on, it looked like he beat the Okotoks Dogs all by himself. They were really dead in that dugout. Dante Turgeon turns on this one and hits it off the scoreboard. Mr. Magic Stick.
Oh, my.
It is
he
gone.
Do it all.
Dante with the 4-base stroll, and just like that, more runs are in, and a good start for the Coyotes after winning the first one. And Turgeon took an inside fastball and knocks it out of the yard.
That's his 5th on the year. Wow. He just keeps raking.
And gets the big ovation as he heads back to the dugout, and rightfully so. So stepping in now is Ryder Hancock, and Ryder stepping in, entering the day, hitting .307. 1 home run, 9 RBIs, 23 hits, and 75 at-bats entering the day. Squad taking on this Arizona Christian Junior Varsity squad. Gino D'Ambrosia on the mound. Dylan Peterson behind the plate. Luke Killinger at first. Eric Trent at second. Jared Pugrad at short. Brian Garcia at third. Deshaun Thomas in left. And Hancock takes a strike. In center, Jake Petrus, as well as Jesh Leckie in right field. D'Ambrosia and Hancock draws the walk. And, you know, fellas, what is so nice to see after last week, you run into some aces from Madison and, of course, Central Arizona. The team gets on track with the win, the 5-0 win earlier, and then, you know, the bomb squad comes out and the bats get going here in the first inning.
Yeah, it's like a good shift in momentum that the Coyotes have, and we're going to ride that as much as we can for sure.
And stepping in is Justin George. George on the year in limited opportunities, hitting .444, so he's bringing the lumber at the dish.
Yeah, just another example of a guy off this Coyote bench that every
in the outfield and Hancock heads to third base. So, unlike what we saw against Central Arizona with Matt Wilkinson, and Wilkinson make it look so easy on that pickoff move, this time D'Ambrosia and Firestorm not as poised.
No.
On the throw over.
Nope.
So now it's Justin George with an opportunity with a runner at third base. And fouls this one off. Great day for baseball. Weather just ideal. Good crowd on hand. Combination of some Firestorm fans here, as well as we have fans as far as Ohio here today.
Wow.
Coming to escape the bad weather is Justin George, little blooper that's going to drop in, and that's going to bring in another run. And Justin George working on that .444 clip and just dumps it the other way. And Hancock comes in, and it's a 3-0 Coyotes lead. Good piece of hitting. Andrew, would you say?
Oh, yeah. JG, he's going to find a way to get on, and if he's not using that frame to the fullest of its potential, he's definitely going to try to squeeze his way on base, and that's what you saw him do there.
Stepping in, Easton Bryant, who's got, no question, a great baseball name.
Yeah.
Hitting .238 from the left side, ready to bring it against D'Ambrosia. And D'Ambrosia hits the outside part of the plate for strike one. Appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. And our fourth member of the broadcast team has just stepped in, Mr. Nate Ortiz, who also wants to be a doctor. So we got 2 potential doctors that both want to be anesthesiologists, and maybe they might open their own firm together.
Yeah.
You
Who
know?
knows? We might have our own practice, yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surrounded by greatness. And between, I'm just a cog in the wheel, and the wheel is greatness around me between the two doctors and the future Bill Gates of America.
Yes.
And we just try to keep the wheel going here. So Easton Bryant at the dish and takes a bender way, way outside. So the Coyotes making some good things happen. The leadoff walk, the 2-run homer by Dante Turgeon. Hancock the walk, RBI single by Justin George. And Bryant swings right through it, throw down. That's going to be just a little high. And racing to third base is
JG,
Justin
and they
George.
say he's in there.
And George showing
Yeah.
above average catcher speed right there. On his giddy up, gets into third base.
Yeah, some good hustle there by George. The throw might have beat him there, but it looked like he got around that one underneath it. Nevertheless, he's standing on third right now, and up to bat comes number 5, El Capitan, Keegan Roden.
Yeah, the sophomore having a good year, hitting .371. Doing some good things at the dish. 13 hits and 35 at bats, couple doubles, 9 RBIs, 1 home run. On base percentage of .476. So young man getting his opportunities and making the most. D'Ambrosio, the lefty on the mound, getting roughed up early by the Coyotes lineup, and good to see that home team swinging the sticks. Following Roden in the lineup is Porter Pittman, then it's John Enright, then it's back to the top of the order. D'Ambrosio gets Roden swinging. That's going to do it, but the damage is done and then some. The big knock, the Turgeon 2-run homer and the Justin George RBI single. We go to the top of the second with the Coyotes leading 3-0. We go to the top of the second with Daniel Hutchison, the tall, cool one, former Chandler High Wolf on the mound, coming into this with a record of 1-1. First inning, just to get you caught up, he gave up a leadoff single to Deshaun Thomas, followed by a single through the left side to Jake Pugrad, got Jake Petrus to ground into a 4-6-3 double play, and Brian Garcia struck out. So here we are. Jace Leckie followed by Luke Kellinger and Eric Trent to start the second. And this one skied to center field, and coming in is Porter Pittman. Perfect weather, and Porter makes the catch, and just like that, one pitch, one out. And Doctor, not that I need to break that down mathematically, but that's a good, efficient pitch count right there.
That is indeed an efficient pitch count by Buzzcut Hutch out there on the bump today. And yeah, he's looking sharp here in the top of the second.
Luke Killinger stepping in, lefty versus righty.
Oh, college.
Fires a ball on the inside part of the plate. And Andrew, you were saying.
I wanted that call. There, Joe. I wanted that call.
Yeah. I could feel you, like, sizing that one up. Ground ball to third base, and that eats up Blake Tigas. And that's a tough play, needless to say. Killinger's on, and we're going to officials ruling on that. We'll give Killinger the benefit of the doubt as Tigas had to make a tough play, so we'll give him a base hit. And stepping in is Eric Trent, the second baseman. Just to let you know, can't give you a lot of information about the Arizona Christian JV team because, well, I looked on Google and I looked on their website, so all the places you would search for information, needless to say, I couldn't find any. But I can tell you they are in white and they have red jerseys on.
Yes.
And so far they haven't scored any runs. So there you go.
It's because of pitches like that from Hutch.
Yeah, well, Hutch is bringing the gas. He's got his sister who's in from Ohio here today. And, she wants to see her brother throw a good game. And that's why she came down here, and to escape the weather that is Siberia in Ohio. And here she is.
Ooh, swung on and missed.
Swinging right through that. So Hutch getting ahead in the count. One out here in the second. Like he started it with the pop to center, then the cue ball base hit that Tigas couldn't handle, and now it's Trent at the dish. And that's a bouncer to the right side, 4-6, and Enright, and the almost the near pick by Justin George at first base keeps the inning alive. And looked like in that situation, Enright had some time to square up and throw a stronger throw over to first base.
Yeah, Justin George did the best he could with that right there. Kept that in front, prevented any extra bases from being taken, but nevertheless, we get one out of that situation, and Buzzcut Hutch looks to get back to work here against number 89 for Arizona Christian.
Stepping in is Dylan Peterson, the catcher. Runner at first base, 2 outs here in the top of the second, with the Coyotes up 3-0. Hutch buzzing Peterson inside for ball 1. And Adam, your thoughts on Hutch and the limited opportunities he's had on the mound for the Coyotes?
Well, I mean, he's been phenomenal, Joe. I mean, his stats speak for himself as Roden tries to backpick there, but the throw gets away from George. And the runner will advance to second. But, yeah, Daniel Hutchison, through his 7 appearances, posting a 12.51 K per 9, something to definitely look out for him. He's only allowed 4 walks compared to 19 strikeouts, so that ratio right there is definitely a key to a pitcher's success, and Hutch has been quite successful in his freshman bid this season.
So he's pounding the zone, he's pitching to contact, and he's got some big-time heat on the mound. That fouls it off straight back. This is a good opportunity to show what he can do against this Arizona Christian team, the Firestorm, located central North Phoenix. And make no mistake, they want to come over here and get a victory. They want to prove that a JV team, it's strictly JV means nothing.
Yeah.
You put that jersey on, you always want to win. This one's skied out of play once again. So Peterson, pesky at the dish, runner at second. Is Eric Trent. Now it's Peterson with a 2-out opportunity here in the top of the second. Hutch looking the runner back. Bender.
Oh, blue.
Doesn't get the call. Yeah, something tells me Andrew wanted that call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want all the calls, Joe, but that one, I think, was the wrong call.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yes, I'm saying it.
Calling him out.
Calling him out.
Calling the umpire out, so that'll bring us to full now, 3-2. Hutch looking for the payoff pitch. Leg lift and deal. That ball is grounded over to shortstop. Enright taking his time. The throw.
Boom. Great play by John Enright. Took the step back on the big hop and throws over, and that's going to do it for the Firestorm in the top of the second. Coyotes with another opportunity against lefty Gino D'Ambrosio. We go to the bottom of the second. Porter Pittman followed by John Enright, the top of the order. And that is Devin DeVera facing lefty Gino D'Ambrosio of the Firestorm. Gave up 3 in the first. And there's no thunder in the forecast, but Dante Turgeon certainly provided with a 2-1 shot in the first to get the Coyotes going. And now Porter Pittman looks to jumpstart the team here in the second, hitting .227, stepping in, 10 hits, 44 at-bats, 8 runs scored, 5 RBIs, 1 home run. So he's got some long ball potential. And no question, Andrew and Adam, and kidding me if I'm wrong, but the objective here today is to get a sweep and to get this going in the right direction with conference play looming right around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. The Coyotes are definitely looking to get their footing back, and if they're able to carry the momentum that they gained from last game into this one, then we might have an avalanche on our hands of the Coyotes heating up.
Yeah, it's all about positivity and playing well, and Porter Pittman's going down, swinging, and stepping in John Enright. And you know what? I really like John Enright as a player because with the glove, there's nothing he cannot do on the field. He's a solid defender, and you know the stick maybe coming around slowly, only hitting 167, but no question for a team looking for a tight defensive player who can be a glue to a team and just play utility around the infield, or maybe even put him in key situations in the outfield. John Enright is the guy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that 167 is definitely not indicative of his hitting skill. This season might be a slow start for him, but, you know, I've seen this kid produce during the fall, and I know he has the potential. It's just a matter of time, really, for him.
Hitting his confidence. Get a base knock here, get a base knock there, and all of a sudden you want to take that extra BP, and all of a sudden, you know, it starts looking like a beach ball, and you can do anything at the plate at any given moment.
Oh, yeah, I think John's at that pivotal point where he's just heating up, for sure. He's he got his first collegiate hit this past week, and then we saw another hit the next day. So I feel like things are just starting to pick up, and we might get to see a couple here today.
That's the plan. John Enright dribbles this one over to third. The throw is good, so he'll be retired for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up number 2, Devin DeVera.
Yeah, DeVera started the first. He walked, stole second, and eventually scored on the Dante Turgeon bomb to left field, just under the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And that ball was out of here, and out of here quickly. D'Ambrosio working, and that misses low inside. So maybe, fellows, safe to say Sunday, a good day for the team to get away from baseball, to kind of regroup mentally, and then refocus for Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the time off was much needed as Dev lays one down, and the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. Devin DeVere is going to be safe at first on the throwing error from the pitcher, and how about that, man? Dev showing off the tools. He's a toolsy player. He's got the speed, and he can always lay one down, so he'll make his way over to first, and that'll bring up Blake Tiggs, number 29.
Yeah, Tiggs popped to center, gave it a long ride, and Blake Tiggs, who has had limited bats, but you know what? He's putting good contact on the ball, and that's
Sorry to
bounced
interrupt
foul.
you, Joe, but I need to see a pause from the pitcher. Hopefully the umpires can see that. That play looked like there was no pause, and that could be throwing off Devin, who's always looking to steal a bag, you know. And we don't. Well, actually, a balk could be good in this scenario. So.
Yeah, oh no. Yeah, we wouldn't mind a balk at all. So good eye, Fury, picking up that one. That's definitely something that we'll watch from here on out. But yeah, Joe, as you mentioned.
Yeah, limited opportunities for Tiggs at the plate, but he's always putting the ball in play and with good, solid umph behind it.
Yeah.
Had some good drives against Central Arizona, good contact in the early portion of the first, and another runner getting picked off by a sleuth left-hander, and that's going to do it for the Coyotes. Not exactly what Devin DeVere wanted to do to end this top of the second. Needless to say, we go to the third with the Coyotes up 3-0. Top of the third, Coyotes leading the Arizona Firestorm, Arizona Christian JV squad. Stepping in the DH, Ryan Harness against Daniel Hutchison. Coyotes playing Harness straight away. First pitch from Hutch. Fastball, buzzing like his haircut for strike one. Fellas, I pay attention to your lingo.
Yeah.
You know, your small things. I'm trying to make it part of my vernacular as I go.
I love that,
That was phenomenal, Joe.
That's actually, I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, when I'm working with greatness, I need to step up my game.
I love it.
I'm working with two doctors, and I'm working with the next Bill Gates of America. So, look, if I'm not bringing my A game, I would be doing you, the Chandler-Gilbert baseball team, and the Chandler-Gilbert sports community an injustice. And this one stroked to center and somehow gets through, and Harness gets a leadoff single to start this third inning. And stepping in is Deshaun Thomas, who singled in the first. So a little cue ball shot that got in between Enright and Devin DeVere. Now it's Hutch on the mound looking to lock things up. And in that first inning, Thomas and Pugrad, the first two hitters in the lineup, got seeing eye singles through the left side. Luckily, Hutch was able to get Jake Petrus to ground into 4-6-3 double play, and Brian Garcia struck out. And that's a nice curveball by Hutch to Thomas for strike one. And the home plate umpire, he doesn't give you those like really great strike calls. You got to kind of like pay attention to make sure you get them.
Yeah.
So needless to say, Hutch gets the first one on Thomas, and something tells me he's bringing. This time, he slider outside part of the plate, misses for ball one. So a great connection in that early game between the Coyotes and the Okadokes. A strong connection of those two teams. Of course, the Okadokes, a team that has this one skied and down the right field line. It looks like it's going to drop in, and it does that. The runner stops at second base for some reason, and needs to say Hutchinson is he's benefiting on the bad base running by the second.
Yeah.
By Harness at first base. He should have been third, no question. Didn't get the sign or didn't see his third base coach. Needs to say first and second with Jake Pugrad stepping in.
And I have to mention a good job by Ryder Hancock in right field, getting that ball in really quick. If the runner went to third, it would have been a close play. So all props to him out there in right field.
Stepping in, Pugrad. And Pugrad
jumping out.
He singled his first time up. Hutch bringing the fastball high and tight, sending the message. Hutch worked his way out of damage in the first. Now can he do it here?
Beautiful pitch there. That bender squeaks in for a strike. And coming off the same tunnel as that high and in fastball that just buzzed Pugrad off the plate, he was frozen off that one.
1-1 count. Couple runners on. Pugrad looking for some damage here.
There it is.
Beautiful
Hutch.
spot.
Oh boy, Hutch.
Firing that fastball on the outside part of the plate. Goes to 1-2. Hutch looking the runner back at second base. Bouncer right side. 4, 6, and 3 for the double play. Great turn by DeVera and Enright, and the toss over, and 2 quick outs by Hutch. Needed something good to happen, and it did right there. Stepping in is Jake Petrus, who bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. And that infield defense between DeVera and Enright, super solid early in this one. And right there, fires a first pitch strike on the outside part of the plate. So, Adam, you seen Hutch. He's worked his way out. Now he's got the run at third base, 2 outs. What's his mindset right now?
You know, this is still somewhat a close game, being that the Coyotes are only up by 3. So Hutch is still going to try and pitch around a little bit, and just do his best to try and get Petrus to ground, probably in just to a routine out. That would be his best bet. But for Hutch, definitely nothing over the middle, because one sweet stroke from Petrus and Arizona Christian is right back in this thing.
So the outfield, Porter Pittman shading Petrus slightly to right center, left and right. Straight away accordingly. Infield defense straight away. 2-1 count on Petrus from Daniel Hutchinson. This one skied down the left field line, giving chase. A slew of Coyotes, and what a play by Blake Tigges. Behind, no look, sticks the glove out and gets it done. Blake Tigges with the play of the night, and that is going to end the top of the third. Coyotes coming up with a 3-0 lead. So it's almost fitting that the player who made the great defensive play, and that was Blake Tigges, backstepping from third base over the shoulder for the final out in the top of the third, leads off here in the bottom half, and Tigges facing D'Ambrosia. Popped to center his first time up, and Tigges skies one. Shortstop and the left fielder talk about it, and finally it's Deshaun Thomas for the putout. Stepping in, Dante Inferno. Hit a 2-run shot his first time up. And that was, fellas, that wasn't a no-doubter. That was about a 375-foot line drive over the fence, you know? Just a stroke of a shot.
Yeah, off the bat, I didn't honestly know if it was gone or not just because how low the launch angle was. But, man, I always forget how much pop Dante has. He always seems to prove himself here in this Coyotes offense.
Yeah, Dante Turgeon having a good year for the team and really making a name for himself, and gets hit by a pitch and will stroll down to first base. And stepping in is Ryder Hancock, who walked and scored on a Justin George RBI single. So the Coyotes looking to build on this 3-0 lead. And fellas, I just want to let you know that Brooklyn V's is in your future.
Really? Wow. That's incredible news, Joe.
Yeah. Brooklyn V's, for all our viewers out there, is a local pizza place in the Chandler area that is simply muy magnificente. So good.
You did hear that right, Ferry.
Yeah.
I love
hopefully,
to hear
hopefully
that.
the Meat Lovers pizza,
yeah.
that was
What a
phenomenal
day.
last time. And healthy hack from Ryder Hancock.
That evens the count of 1 apiece. Hancock walked, did some damage on the base path, and D'Ambrosia trying to limit the damage here. And a nice off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate. Hancock with a couple strikes. Firestorm playing Hancock straight away. Opportunity down that right field line. He'd run forever. And this one, little cue ball up the middle. The throw over to first base, and that just gets Hancock, and Ryder Hancock wanted the call. He does not get it from the field umpire, and you know what? Those are, when you're a ball player and you don't get that call, you're infuriated because you're busting it down that line for that infield single, and you're like, man, I got there. And you look back at the field umpire, and you're like, come on, dude.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to go to New York with that one. I mean, personally, I thought Hancock had beaten that one out, but regardless, Dante Turgeon still found his way to second base. So Justin George up to bat, takes a healthy hack there on a breaker, comes up empty, and quickly behind in the count.
Yeah, Justin George singled his first time up. Talked about Justin George, limited bats, but really having a good year, hitting .444, putting the ball in play, and making the most of his opportunities. His time's going to come, and right now he's just up there doing what he does, just going up there, hitting the ball, having fun, and making the most of it. D'Ambrosia, and that misses inside. Good plate awareness by Justin George.
Big man, JG.
We have a little bit of a wind tonight. It's kind of blowing crossways here at Chandler-Gilbert as George fouls that off. Coyotes put up 3 in the first on a Dante Turgeon 2-run homer, followed by a Justin George RBI single. And here we're in the bottom of the third, and George's got another opportunity to bring a duck in the pond home. And this one, little blooper, and that's going to drop in, and here comes the run coming around. And Justin George does it again. And George strolls into second base. And good work as Dante Turgeon hustled in, and the Coyotes now lead 4-0.
Yeah, man, how about Justin George? My goodness, has this guy caught a flame? Another multi-hit game for him, and as we said, limited opportunity, but he's making the most of it. 2 hits tonight in his first 2 at-bats, and, man, can't ask for a much better start than that, as well as 2 RBIs.
Easton Bryant stepping in, struck out his first time up. Looking to make amends against D'Ambrosio here. 1 run already in, and a healthy hack for strike 1.
So the Giant Bryant up to bat now. He went big fly for his first college bomb on March 9th. Looking to do that again less than a week later. I talked to him after that game, and he said he's finally finding his groove again, finally feeling comfortable in the box. And I definitely think that the influx in the amount of at-bats he's been getting has been the main contributor to that. He's shaking off all the cobwebs now, and he's looking to deal damage.
And Andrew, how, for a guy who's trying to find himself at the dish, it's all about getting comfortable. And kind of walk us through that, just to feel comfortable, to feel like you can get it done at the dish.
Oh, yeah, I've been there too, Joe. When you're not comfortable, you're thinking about all the wrong things in the box. You're thinking about what's the next pitch, letting down your team. You're thinking about mechanics, and that's not how you can be a good hitter. When you're in the box, fully in the moment, just not thinking about anything and just trusting your instincts is when you can get the job done. And for some players, if you're not comfortable, you just can't trust your instincts, and you just really can't provide for your team like you should be.
So Easton Bryant goes down looking, and we go to the top of the 4th with the Coyotes adding another to lead 4-0. So we head to the top of the 4th, and the good news is Daniel Hutchison working on a shutout, and Brooklyn V's is on the way. But we start with Brian Garcia, who struck out his first time up, followed by Jesh Leckie and Luke Killinger. The Firestorm have scattered some hits, and so far no damage on the scoreboard. Hutch looking for his second one of the year, and this one is sky to left field, and calling forward is Porter Pittman right there.
Good communication there from the outfield. That's one that you don't want to let drop, is that one that's right in between the both of you. And that was a hard hit ball. At night, the ball don't fly at all, so that thing did not get very far.
And no question, a lack of communication can be the breakdown of any great relationship. So it was good to see that right there between the two. Stepping in, Jesh Leckie, who popped to center his first time up. Hutch now in the 4th. Fires a fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Hutch is looking real good tonight.
And you like to see that from the young man. Set the tone, limited starts, go attack this Firestorm team that's looking for the road victory and make some noise here and out of their yard. That's a bounce to the left side and a perfect hop by Blake Tigges, and Tigges has been money at third base. Granted, he misplayed, or kind of you can call it what you want, on that one infield ground ball, the tough infield hit we saw earlier, but the running catch and then the perfect hop and the throw over. And Blake Tigges is showing that he's versatile around the infield. We've seen him at second base, at third base, and, you know.
Yeah, and a good job from Blake Tigges, showing some mental fortitude, able to shake off that first mistake of his, and ever since then he's been spotless over there at third base.
Luke Killinger stepping in. Killinger singled his first time up. And Hutch moving fast through this fourth inning, already 2 outs. Highly productive pitch count here in the fourth. And this one, Sky down the left field line, and Tigges going about 150 miles an hour.
He's going for all of them tonight.
Needs to say he won't catch that one, but
he tried.
Of course, Tigges is going to try, man.
But Hutch ahead in the count. And it's nice you get the first victory against the Okotoks, and now you're back here against the Firestorm from Arizona Christian, the JV squad, and out to a 4-0 lead. Hutch fires ground ball to second. DeVera, good hop, throws over, and that is going to do it for the Firestorm here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, none left on. We go to the home half of the fourth with the Coyotes leading 4-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth for the Coyotes. Stepping in, Keegan Roden struck out his first time up, followed by Porter Pittman and John Enright. Facing lefty, Gino D'Ambrosio. Roden takes another ball outside, quickly goes to 2-0. Coyotes won the first game, beating the Okotoks 5-0. Great pitching performance. And now they're getting more of the same in the nightcap. And Roden showing some patience at the dish. Takes the first bender and goes to 2-1. D'Ambrosio rocking and firing. Comes right back and blisters the inside part of the plate. Goes to 2-2. Porter Pittman on deck. And Mr. Versatility, John Enright, to follow. Good work by Roden laying off. Goes to 3-2. Nice, beautiful night. Little crisp, cool breeze. Nothing too bad.
At least it's not cold, Joe.
No. My
Don't
goodness.
speak too soon.
I'm so with you on that. 3-2 pitch.
Perry, always thinking I'm jinxing
We've
something.
done this before. We've done this before with the temperature.
Yeah.
But no.
No, fellas, look,
yeah.
I'm originally from New York City. And back in the day, when I was in my early, in my single digits, early teens, I could handle cold weather.
Right.
We'd play baseball in like 30-degree weather. Now I can't handle it anymore.
No.
I am like beyond, like I feel cold and I feel
the Arizona
I
weather
feel
grew on you.
tense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to a point where if I feel too cold, I start getting miserable.
Yeah.
So
We're past those days, though.
yes,
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we're getting to the good part of Arizona weather as we head towards spring. Porter Pittman stepping in with Roden at first base. D'Ambrosio and misses high for ball one.
Yeah, I'd like to take a quick second to talk about D'Ambrosio and what he brings on the mound. He's a very unorthodox lefty coming from that very high arm slot all the way up there. He really reaches up, so his fastball and curveball tunnel much better. There's the curveball, and it's going to look like a fastball for longer because he doesn't have to like pop it up or anything. That ball is heading down the entire time. So D'Ambrosio finding success with that curveball. And holding the Yotes at bay, time has been called on the pitcher, I believe.
And we've seen our share of lefties lately. Alex
Yeah.
Hayes, the quality freshman for Madison, and then we saw Matt Wilkinson, who's no question one of the best lefties in the country for Central Arizona. And now we see D'Ambrosio. So the Coyotes are getting their share of facing some southpaws in this current home stretch.
Yep.
D'Ambrosio. Runner is going. And that is a bang-bang play, and no question, Keegan Roden, he was toast on that, and that is the first out. Is that Jameson Armstrong?
They swapped him out. But yeah, D'Ambrosio seems to be finding himself in difficult situations when he leaves his pitches up. When he's able to get down and really over the top of his pitches, he's been pretty successful, but that bender's going to get away from him and find the back of Porter Pittman's leg as he takes his jog down to first base. Up walks John Enright.
Yeah, and getting back to D'Ambrosio, Adam, as you see him, and he's given up 4 runs. He's had to labor a little bit. What does he need to work on to kind of clean up his game?
Just keep his pitches lower in the zone. Something that, it's tried and true. You see it all the time. Whenever a pitcher is leaving their pitches high, they're normally in for a pretty bad outing. And D'Ambrosio struggling with location high. He's been getting himself into bad counts. He's getting behind in counts early. And when he has to come over the plate, the Yote offense is ready for it.
And no question, with a pitcher of D'Ambrosio's skill set, he's not going to blow you away with his fastball. So it's paramount that he hits his spots.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. He needs to be really locked in on the inside and outside part of the plate in the lower half of the zone, which he's been struggling to do so far tonight.
Johnny Enright at the dish. Johnny versatility as Porter Pittman takes second base on the wild pitch. John Enright bounced to third his first time up. Enright seeing a lot more playing time with the injury to Joey Gentile. And fellas, what's the mindset of Joey? How's he recovering from the arm injury?
I mean, he's pretty much, he's come to terms with the fact that his season is over. So right now he's just focused on recovery and trying to get back healthy, ready for next season. So, for him, definitely an unfortunate early ending to his season. He was very fun to watch, but he knows that he'll be back and better next year.
2-1 pitch to Enright, and that's fouled off right behind us, and it goes to 2-2. On deck, Devin DeVera against D'Ambrosio. Arizona Firestorm, JV team in the house. That's a big bender, slow roller to shortstop coming over. Enright, great speed, and he is just going to have to eat it. And Enright with the infield single as Jared Pugrad had no place to go with it. So the Coyotes with runners at first and third with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And give Enright a lot of credit. He was hustling down that line, wanted that infield single, and he got it. Now it's Devin DeVera. Walked and got on an error by the pitcher on the bunt attempt last time up.
John Enright takes off very early, gets himself caught in a rundown here, and he's going to be tagged out at first, but the run is going to come across. Porter Pittman scores on that play. Yotes extend the lead, now 5 to Arizona Christian 0.
Fellas, if we look at the instant replay on that, he got in underneath the tag.
He might have.
I can pull that up for you right now, Joe.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those situations where the field umpire just like, okay, the ball beat him, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that the ball beat him there. But he was in.
Looked like it.
And it's like, sometimes you got to have.
He was so in, Joe.
I mean, come on.
That's not even close. Look at that. I have the. Oh, look at that angle. So the people at home, you definitely saw it the way we have. There was no tag applied.
Yeah, it didn't look like D'Ambrosio got the tag.
Wow, that is unfortunate. Johnny Enright has had some bad calls made against him this week, Joe. The bunt play as well against Central, where he was
oh, man.
where he was called out.
That was John too, huh?
That was John, man. Poor John.
So, needless to say, Enright gets caught in the pickle, and
Which
Devera
was
works
easily
his way
intentional.
on. But also, in fairness,
Yeah.
you know, Enright's got to wait a little bit until the lefty is into his motion a little bit more, addressing home plate, then take off.
I think that one
that was
there
probably a play.
Yeah, that was a play where we were trying to get caught in a rundown in order to score the run.
Yeah, but ideally, Johnny would have made it home safe or even made his way to second, but the dice weren't in his favor that time. But Dev DeVere replaces him over at first base, and Blake Tiggs comes up to bat.
Yeah, I want to see Tigges put the ball in play. We've seen a lot of pop-ups. He's getting underneath the ball. I want him to square one up. And look, this is a young man who makes contact. Just level out the swing a little bit, and he's going to drive the ball somewhere. I like Tigges. He got a good glove. He works hard.
Yeah.
You know, limited opportunities, and hits the ball every time up. And, you know, this young man who's has a shot here to make some noise here in the home half of the fourth with DeVere at first base. Ambrosio, big fastball, misses high and out of the zone.
Yeah, once again from D'Ambrosio, this has been something that we've seen consistently from him here tonight. Just starting off counts with a fastball out of the zone. He's only hurting himself as Tiggs skies this one.
And the catcher's right there, Dylan Peterson, and Peterson can't handle it.
Tigges with a second life here.
Second chance.
And the wind is blowing a little bit, so maybe Mother Nature played a factor into that one. So
Yeah.
Tigges, like a cat, into his second life with an opportunity against D'Ambrosio. And it's always nice when you get that second chance and you want to capitalize and make the most of it. On deck is Dante.
The destroyer. Ooh, quick move there from D'Ambrosio. Not in time to get Dev, though.
Yeah, a little quick flick of the wrist and good strong throw. Had DeVera getting Dury over there. So here comes Tigges with an opportunity. A little cat and mouse game going on. This one's skied out of play on the right side. So DeVera right now, what you'd like to see, and from him running first base, is to kind of size D'Ambrosio up a little bit on the mound, right? Don't get too big of a lead if you don't know his move. I mean, you've seen one pickoff move over there, and that was a quick flick, but give Tigges a chance to swing away here. And Tigges lays off the pitch on the outside part of the plate. You can hear his teammates rooting him on.
Yeah. Pivotal at bat here. If he can scrape something together, then the Yotes have another rally on their hands, and he watches ball 3 out on the way outside. So he brings it to a full count now.
Yeah, 3-2 count for Blake Tigges with an opportunity. The runner will be going. On deck is Dante. And this one stroked in the left center field gap, and the runner, DeVera, on his giddy up, turning third. DeVera stops at third base, and finally we see Blake Tigges, who's put the ball in play just about every single at bat, finally levels one out, shoots one in the gap. A great AB by Blake Tigges. I like his game.
Oh, man. He can flat out play, man.
I like his game. I mean, like, he brings the glove, he brings the effort, he's hustling, he puts the ball in play, and, you know, he's doing some good things in limited opportunities. And it looks like we could have a potential pitching change as the Firestorm coach is out talking to his squad. And maybe D'Ambrosio might be able to weather the storm and stay in this one. At some point, Adam, you have to learn as a pitcher, right? And you have to battle through some adversity. But that's going to do it from D'Ambrosio. So we'll take a timeout here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. The home team, loud and proud with a 5-0 lead. So the Firestorm go to the bullpen, bringing in hard-throwing right-hander, number 50, Josh Lucky. And stepping in is Dante. And Dante doing what he does, provides power with a 2-run shot in the first, and then got hit by a pitch in the third. Dante on the year now with 5 long home runs, among the league leaders in the conference. Dante, a couple runners on, second and third. First pitch from Lucky, and Dante lays off for ball 1. And this for Lucky coming out of the bullpen, no easy task. You're facing one of the best hitters in the conference, and you're trying to shut the door and get out of the frame.
Yeah, and I feel like Dante becomes exponentially more dangerous when there's runners in scoring position. He always seems to find a way to make something happen as he watches ball 2 there. Some good defensive work from the catcher, Dylan Peterson, to keep that one in front.
Yeah, Dante entered the day hitting .388, on base percentage .485, slugging .675, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. Not to mention, he's a swell guy. And can get it done in a big way at the dish. 2-0 count. Here comes Lucky. And Lucky misses low, and no question, he's probably getting the pitch around him, try to get Turgeon to chase. And on deck is Ryder Hancock. And Turgeon, does he have the green light here? 3-0 count. Got to figure it's in his wheelhouse. He's going to get the call. 3-0 pitch. This is bounce foul. Looked like that could have been ball 4, but you know what? When you're hitting .388, you got, fence power every time you step up. You're going to get that opportunity.
Yeah, you get some more leeway. Absolutely.
Yeah. So now a 3-1 count, and Turgeon's got the whole right side. He could ride a truck right through that. 3-1 pitch from Josh Lucky. This one scorched to the left side. 1 run is in. Turning the corner. Another run will get gunned down at the plate. And that was a tremendous throw by the left fielder. And that is going to do it. But Turgeon delivers again on this single as another run is plated. And the Coyotes continue to do good things here. And they are leading now 5-0. Heading into the 5th. So scoreboard correction, 6-0 from New York. Glad they can keep us on point. Daniel Hutchinson still on the mound with Eric Trent, followed by Dylan Peterson, as well as Ryan Harness for the Firestorm in the top of the 5th. Dante Turgeon with a big night. Big 2-run homer, RBI single, got hit by a pitch, perfect on the night. Hutch looks to remain perfect on the mound and gets a first pitch strike. Trent bounced out on a fielder's choice his first time up. 0-1 pitch. And that bender misses in the dirt. Keegan Roden behind the dish. Hutch and Roden so far working well, calling a good game. And Hutch brings the gas and Trent can't handle it, swinging right through it. Goes to 1-2. Coyotes slightly shading Trent to right center. Porter Pittman slightly shaded that way. 1-2 pitch. And the bender misses, and Hutch wanted that one. And it goes to 2-2. Hutch with family on hand to catch his start tonight. 1-1 on the year. 2-2 pitch.
Oh, call it. Oh, yes.
And there it goes.
The umpire with that slow strike call, Joe. I'm over here getting anxious.
Yeah, the home plate umpire doesn't really make it seem like you have a good idea if it's a strike call or not. So you have to really be paying attention. So
he's hiding it. He's hiding it from us.
Yeah, it's like he's like the Wizard of Oz, and he's got something behind the curtain. So needs to say Dylan Peterson checking in, bounces short his first time up, and Hutch just moving along. This one fouled straight back. So, fellas, I want to let you know the other night, foul ball came into the broadcast booth, had it. On my way out, saw a young little fan.
Wow.
Hand it over to the young man.
Joe Pequeno, everyone.
You know it. I'm the ambassador of goodness for the entire Chandler area.
Yeah.
So I saw the young man, gave him a little souvenir, and made his day at the ballpark that much nicer.
Just goes to show how good of a Samaritan Joe is. He's for the people. He's for the kids.
Yeah. Well, soon enough, you can vote for me for city council and all the good things that I plan on doing here in the city of Chandler. Now that might be a reach a little bit, but I I have thought about running for city council.
I was gonna say, wow.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no.
Joe, I'm pretty sure everyone watching would vote for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
you've got the Chandler-Gilbert audience. This ball is ripped up the middle past Hutch and Devin DeVera. It's fielded in center field by, I believe, Amir McGee. Yes, that is Amir out there.
McGee now in for Porter Pittman in center field. And a good piece of hitting by Dylan Peterson. Stepping in, Ryan Harness, the DH. Got a base knock his first time up. Well, think about it, fellas. All the times you went to the yard as a kid and you're like, God, I wish I had a souvenir. I wish I had got a baseball, right?
Yeah.
And the young man gets to leave with one, right?
It's the stuff of dreams right there.
Yeah. So true story, as Harness swings right through this one for strike one. Went to a Diamondback game probably 2 years ago, and 2 years ago we know it was a very tough season for the home team.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, man.
I went to I went to a game. I didn't get one souvenir, fellas. I got two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, two.
Were they from the Diamondbacks or the team they were playing?
It was between innings. I got one. A ball hit to me. I got two. And I gave them both away.
Wow.
Yeah. But, I mean, for me, it's just like
You're the man, Joe.
Yeah, seriously, Joe.
No, but the fact is I did what you always want to do. You want to go to the park and get one.
Right.
Because when I was a sportscaster in Little Rock, I went to well, this one scores to right field, and coming in fast, the right fielder, Ryder Hancock, and Hancock is going to throw back to first for the double play. Ryder bringing it, and that is going to do it for the Firestorm in the top half of the fifth. Coyotes with a 6-0 lead coming to hit. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be Ryder Hancock, Justin George, Easton Bryant. And fellas, no question, as a kid, you guys played baseball growing up. Wasn't the goal always going to that professional ballpark or minor league park and you wanted to get a souvenir?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was bringing my glove every chance I got.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, I've never, ever gotten one.
Wow.
Ever?
Wow.
Not at a major league game, no.
Yeah.
I saw a girl accidentally get, hit in the face, though, by a foul
Oh,
ball
my
one
God.
time.
Oh,
It
that's
was
terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
scarring.
She was just not paying.
Traumatizing.
It
Yeah.
was literally like that move. You seen it? Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Ryder Hancock getting into one.
Interrupted all.
Taking the right fielder back. This one's off the wall. Hancock racing to second. And he's going to stand up with a leadoff double to begin the home half of the sixth inning. Ryder unloading off Josh Lucky to start this bottom half of the sixth.
I mean, Ryder Hancock, man, he's been a silent producer for the Yotes, I would say. I mean, we know he's locked down on the defensive side of things. We know he's got the speed, but how about the bat of Ryder Hancock? He's got a bomb on the year, and he came in today hitting just over 300, slugging an impressive 427 as well. So he's got the extra base power, shows it off there. That one hopped the wall, and Justin George, 2 hits on the day already, looking to add here in the bottom of the fifth.
With a pair of RBIs, a couple singles on the night. George with an opportunity as Lucky misses way outside for ball one. Yeah, Ryder Hancock showing his skill set, a good outfielder, tracks the ball well, good throws. You don't have to really worry about him in the outfield making mistakes. He's a solid defender and good at the plate. Now Justin George, who's having a great night with an opportunity against Josh Lucky. Lucky looking in at his battery mate and ready to fire this one. Hancock playing some games over there, and George fouls this one on off to the right side. So the Coyotes coming out today with the victory over the Okadokes, 5-0, snapping the skid, and that had to be a good feeling right there, fellas. When talking to your teammates, what was the general sense after that one?
Man, it was just good vibes all around. Everyone was having a great time during that game, and they were having a good time after as well, in high spirits for sure. They were ready to get back after it here tonight.
And you know, right after that game, everyone was immediately dead set on this game. They're ready to get a winning streak up and moving. Like, we started off the season real hot, and it's discouraging when you fall short a couple games in a row, especially by 1 run here, 1 run there, and then a couple bombshell games where we lose by multiple amounts. So we're looking to make a statement. You could tell we had a complete game or a shutout last game, and that I think was to kind of prove a point that the Yotes are not dead. We're still here, and we're looking to fire up this team for the second half of the season that's about to come up right after spring break.
And that's the big thing, is to build off these games and take the spring break to get a little mental break and then get right back after it and make some noise in the second half of the season where anything can happen. All of a sudden, you go on a hot streak, you go into the conference tournament, and all of a sudden you're not afraid to go on the road and take on a higher seed, or maybe put yourself in a position where you're hosting a first-round game instead, because it's still a lot of ball to be played.
Yeah, absolutely. If these Yotes get a little hot, you never know what can happen. So Josh Lucky, 2 pitches ago, was called for time, and the ball was added to the count of Justin George. So here we are, full count, runner on second base. Justin George looking to produce some more for the Yotes here. And he watches strike 3 as Lecky blisters the outside corner. That'll bring up big bad Easton Bryant.
And Easton Bryant. Yeah. The jolly big Bryant, and no question he is overdue. A couple strikeouts his first 2 times up, and no question he just wants to put the ball in play hard.
Yeah.
You know, you go through a couple tough at bats, and like that third time around, you're anxious, but you also have to stay within yourself and have some poise at the plate to find your pitch.
Yeah.
So Lucky comes in and puts it and comes right at Bryant, and Bryant misses on a fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Bryant clearly really aggressive in this at bat. He's been taking a lot of pitches as of lately, and you could tell he's maybe just having a switch in his approach, looking at those hitter charts, seeing how the pitchers have been throwing to him recently. And I like that out of Bryant, being more aggressive earlier in the count.
Swings right through that, fouls it off, and quickly goes to 0-2. On deck, Keegan Roden. Coyotes with a 6-0 lead. Daniel Hutchison doing the job on the mound, and Coyotes beat up on Gino D'Ambrosio, now working on Josh Lucky. Runners going, and
Ryder Hancock got a great jump there.
Read that like a champ. It's very rare that you would steal in that situation with a left-handed batter, but Hancock had such a great jump, and Josh Lucky really lost count of what Hancock was doing, and Hancock basically strolled into third base. So now it's an opportunity for Easton Bryant. Just put the ball in play.
Yeah, Easton's job just got that much easier thanks to the base running savvy of the Canadian phenom.
So the Firestorm, infield in, can't afford to give up another run, drop behind 7-0 in this one. And Lucky looking to sit down Easton Bryant. A couple strikes on the big lefty. And that bounces in the dirt. And no question, Ryder Hancock was ready to take off if that ball got away. Ryder Hancock from across the border, as well as Ben Hashizaki and Jamison Armstrong. Canadians making their mark here in Arizona with Chandler-Gilbert, Easton Bryant. And Bryant misses on the outside part of the play in a tough night for Easton Bryant. And stepping in is Keegan Roden. Struck out his first time up and walked and was caught stealing on the great throw by catcher Dylan Peterson. So Josh Lucky trying to work his way out of this inning. And Keegan Roden looking to prolong it for the Coyotes. And that one misses low and outside. And Adam, it's always a different mindset coming out of the pen compared to when you're a starter. And how does that differentiate between the two?
Yeah, I mean, in Lucky's position coming in when, a handful of runs have already been given up, he's thinking about minimizing and putting up an O every inning as Keegan Roden flies out to center field there to end the inning. So Lecky holding the Coyotes in this one and maybe providing a statement, trying to shift the momentum of this game, but Daniel Hutchison is looking to take that right back for the Coyotes as we head into the top of the sixth. Coyotes leading 6-0.
Top of the sixth, the tall, cool one still on the bump for the Coyotes, and Daniel Hutchison stepping in. Number 4, Deshaun Thomas, couple singles in 2 plate appearances. And Hutchison misses on the first pitch and through 5. Adam, what have you seen from the tall, cool one?
I've seen what he's been showing off all season, and that's that fastball domination. You know, when he's able to put that pitch wherever he wants, he keeps it low in the zone. Teams have a very hard time of hitting him because he can bend stuff like that right off of it. That was a beautiful slider. Didn't get the call from the umpire, but that was a beautiful pitch right there.
Deshaun Thomas has been a thorn in Hutchison's side with a couple base knocks, laying off that. It's got a 2-0 count. Coyotes playing him straight away. And this one scorched to left field. Left fielder going back, and Deshaun Thomas is leaving the building. Deshaun Thomas now 3 for 3 on the night with the solo blast to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, so a bit of a mistake pitch there by Hutch, and Deshaun Thomas, the leadoff for Arizona Christian, just capitalized big time. He'll score the first run tonight for Arizona Christian. The Firebirds, they'll shorten the lead from 6-0 now, 6-1. And Hutch took a second there, took some deep breaths, and he looks recomposed already. Deals the 0-0. This one
lifted to left.
Shallow left field, and Dante Turgeon's not going to be able to get there in time. That's going to fall for a base knock. But once again for Hutch, shouldn't be discouraged after a hit like that. It was weak contact, but just fell into no man's land. So that double will add some more adversity for Hutch to face here in the top of the 6th inning.
So Prugrad with the double following Thomas's solo home run. Stepping in is Jake Petrus, followed by Brian Garcia and Josh Leckie. So Hutchison has done a good job with this Firestorm lineup, but Deshaun Thomas in that leadoff spot, he's been impressive. Petrus, 1 strike pitch. And Hutch comes right back and fires the gas. So no harm, no foul. 6-1 lead. Hutch can pitch to contact and work his stuff, brush it off.
Yeah, I'm sure Hutch knows that as well, and he's just looking to keep attacking hitters the way he has been.
Hutch dialing in on Roden and blows the gas right past Petrus for the first out here in the 6th. And Brian Garcia checking in. Garcia struck out and popped to center his last time up. Hutch with 3 strikeouts on the night. First pitch. Misses on the outside part of the plate. Coyotes with a 6-1 lead over the Firestorm. 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. The Firestorm answered with 1 here in the 6th on a Deshaun Thomas solo shot to left field.
And, you know, looking back at that pitch that Hutch threw on the bomb, you know, it wasn't necessarily a terrible pitch. He didn't leave it up, but he left it low and inside. So anytime you throw a low and inside fastball, you're running the risk of a hitter sitting on it and turning it all the way around, which Deshaun Thomas did. This ball grounded hard over to Dev, and Devin Devera makes the play over to first base for the out, but the runner advances to third, and up to bat walks
Josh Leckie. Popped to center and grounded to third. So Hutch with an opportunity to get out of this one with Pugrad at third base.
Attaboy, Hutch.
And Hutch comes right back and fires the fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Hutch, the freshman, trying to build his confidence throughout the season. No question, he's got room to grow in that frame, and that one is fair down the right field line. On his giddy up is Lucky, on his way to second, turning, going to third. Throw will be cut off by Enright, and Lucky with the good contact that just landed fair inside the right field line. And another run scores, and it's now 6-2.
And you know, even with the slight trouble that we're seeing Hutch run into, there's no action in that Coyote pen because they have full trust in Hutch to work his way out of this. And with that big lead that he has, no one's worried because we still have a chance to add on to the lead that we've already got.
Stepping in is Luke Killinger. Killinger has singled and bounced to second. And Hutch misses on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, and make no mistake, aside from that home run from Deshaun Thomas, they haven't been able to hit Hutch very well. The two other hits this inning have been flares just outside of the infield. So Hutch, I'm sure, is not discouraged. He knows what he has here tonight as he deals a strike right there.
1-1 count. Hutch looking to get out of this inning. Keep the firestorm at bay. 1-1 pitch. That's high for ball two. And Adam and Andrew, a learning moment here for Daniel Hutchison on the mound to work his way, surrender a couple runs, and then maybe come back and potentially close this one out.
Yeah, this is a good situation for Hutch to experience now in a game where he has quite a lofty lead, because this is valuable experience. This is what makes, you know, new pitchers to this conference really find their expertise and turns them into veterans. So we'll see what Hutch is made of here tonight as he deals a strike right there on the outside part of the plate.
Forces a 3-2 count against Killinger, the left-hander. Coyotes, Amir McGee in center field, slightly shaded to left center.
Expecting the hitters to be late on that fast fastball that Hutch usually has. There it is.
That's a beautiful pitch by Hutchison. Killinger try to steal that one, could not. That's going to do it for the Firestorm here in the sixth, but they plate two. Deshaun Thomas leading off with a solo blast. We go to the home half with the Coyotes up 6-2. Bottom of the sixth, we check in. Amir McGee And a big shout out to the Fighting McGees in the city of brotherly love, which is Philadelphia.
Philly family.
Yeah, on deck is Mr. Versatility, John Enright, followed by Devin DeVera for the home half of the 6. And this one skied down the first base line, giving chase the first baseman.
He's
and the first baseman makes the great grab. How about Luke Killinger with the soft glove for the first out here and the home half of the 6. And John Enright stepping in, and Enright ground out to third, and an infield single. 1 for 2 on the night. Johnny Enright. Glove-wise, so solid. Smokes this one to right field, and looks like this one will drop, and Enright with a couple base knocks on the night.
Oh, and the right fielder tried to gut him down back at first, but Enright was standing on the bag. And up to bat now, Devin, the Demon DeVera.
DeVera's walked, got on an error by the pitcher, and then walked again and scored. So a good night in the leadoff spot. On deck is the Fighting Blake Tigas. Josh Leckie against Devin DeVera here in the home half of the 6. Fastball misses on the outside part of the plate.
And I like Blake Tigas' walk-up song. So after Devin here, you're gonna see me jamming out because I like Tigas' walk-up song. It's one of my favorites on the team.
Runner is going, throw down, and
John Enright, man.
Johnny Wheels gets in. Stolen base and gives DeVera an opportunity. DeVera followed by Tigas and Dante. No question, Dante wants another at bat. Good night for him. A homer, RBI single, hit by a pitch. You name it, he's done it. DeVera lays one down. Leckie's got to field his position. Throws over. And a great sack bunt by DeVera. And stepping in is Blake Tigas, who had an RBI single his last time up. Nice shot in the gap by Tigas.
Yeah, got a good piece of that one. And props to Dev getting a job done right there, laying the bunt down and moving the runner over. So now Blake Tiggs with a chance for an RBI here. Leckie deals. That fastball is outside for ball 1.
Blake Tigas, the freshman, making the most of his opportunity today. Playing some good, solid defense at third base. The great running catch behind the back, and then the RBI single. Takes a couple balls here and showing some patience at the dish.
I'm sure you guys can hear the support from Nate Ortiz up here in the broadcasting booth for Tigas.
Yeah, we'll get Nate's perspective coming up at some point in this one.
Yeah, Nate, like Blake Tigas, is a middle infielder, so I'm sure he can respect the hustle that Tigas has been putting in over the past couple weeks.
Well, those middle infielders, they got to stick together, right?
Absolutely.
And sure. Tigas, how about that? Good poise at the dish, works a 4-pitch walk. Now here comes Dante. A 2-run shot in the first, hit by a pitch, and an RBI single in the 4th. You know, he wants all in on Josh Leckie right now.
Absolutely. Dante Turgeon, he smiles a little bit harder when he comes up to bat with runners on base.
It's exciting, man. His eyes light up.
Oh, man.
Among the league leader in the conference in home runs and RBIs, and the run will score on the throw down to second base, and that's going to do it for the Coyotes. But they pick up 2 more. Actually, they pick up 1 more, and we go to the top of the 7th with the home team leading 7-0. We go to the top of the 7th. Daniel Hutchison facing Eric Trent, Dylan Peterson, as well as Ryan Harness. Top of the 7th for the Firestorm. Now joining us is Coyotes middle infielder, Nate Ortiz. Nate, welcome in.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. It's nice to be here.
And I'm going to get your thoughts. You've seen Hutch through 6. What have you seen?
Oh, yeah, Hutch is just, same old Hutch up there dealing. Fun fact, I actually went to high school with Hutch. Yeah, so I played with him for 4 years. Last year he carried us to the state championship, so, that's just Hutch being Hutch up there.
Yeah, so a fellow Wolf in the broadcast booth. So good to see, and along the way, we've seen some good things at the dish from the Coyotes. And Dante Turgeon, your thoughts on his night?
Oh, yeah, Dante always going up there swinging. It seems like every time there's runners in scoring position, he is supplying for the Yotes and finding a way to find a hole, honestly.
Turgeon with a RBI single and a 2-run homer in this one, as the Coyotes with a 7-0 lead, and Hutch with an opportunity to go deeper into this one. Now in the 7th inning with Trent at the dish and misses outside. So, Andrew, if you're catching Daniel Hutchison, you're now in the 7th inning. You just gave up a couple runs inning before. What do you want to see from the right-hander?
I want to see him not get too tired too quickly because, later on in the game, your body starts to get more tired. And you can see Hutch wanted that pitch there. So I just tell him maybe to take a little bit more time in between pitches, collect his thoughts, and then come back with his A game with his best pitches when he's at the most rested time.
So a 3-2 count for Eric Trent to lead off the 7th. And Hutch.
Ooh, Hutch.
Nice pitch there.
Dials it up and brings up Eric Trent. And you can tell Hutch wanted that one bad, and he got it. Now stepping in is Dylan Peterson. Peterson grounded out to short and got a single in the 5th. So Hutch starts this frame off just right. And as we look at some performances from this Coyotes defensively tonight, what have you seen from Blake Tigas at third base? Nate, as this ball is lifted to center field, and Mira McGee's right there for the 2nd out of the inning.
Oh, yeah, Blake, he's a grinder, man. Like, he's a scrappy ball player, and he's always going to give you 100%, honestly. Fun fact about Blake also, I played club ball with him during high school, so I played with Blake for a little bit.
Okay, so what club team did you guys play on together?
It was called Arizona Thunder.
Arizona Thunder.
Yes,
and
sir.
What high school did Tigas go to?
He went to Sandra Day O'Connor.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
There's one right to Tigas.
There's Tigas right there.
Yeah. How about
He's
that
got
for
that
some
one.
foreshadowing?
Third out.
Yeah, and that is going to do it for the Firestorm in the 7th. We go to the bottom half. The home team, loud and proud, with a 7-2 lead. Bottom of the 7th, Dante Turgeon stepping in. 2-run homer in the first. Got hit by a pitch and an RBI single. Dante, among the conference leaders in home runs and RBIs, stepped into this day hitting a robust .388, on-base percentage of .485, slugging .675, and going to work against Josh Lucky here in the 7th. And Turgeon steps out, feeling comfortable at the dish. Firestorm playing Turgeon straight away. Lucky bounces one in the dirt, no question. He's has to be very
cautious.
Cautious is the perfect word in dealing with Dante Turgeon.
Yep.
Lucky. And this one fouled straight back.
Nate, make a play. Ooh.
And no one in the broadcast booth. I thought Nate Ortiz would be a little faster with the hands. You know, those middle infielders, they're supposed to be quick, right? Dynamic to the right, dynamic to the left. And Ortiz, who's just down the road off the 202 in Arizona Avenue, let us down.
Let us down, yep.
But I know the future doctor, the future anesthesiologist is going to come up and make amends somewhere down the road. He's going to get it next time.
Get the next one.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to have, man, that short-term memory. On to the next play.
Yeah.
So some good mentality up here in the broadcasting booth.
Turgeon ready to unleash and draws the walk, and just a good night at the dish for Dante the Great. And coming to the dish,
Matthew
Diamato. Diamato pitch inning for Ryder Hancock. Ryder walked, grounded out, and singled, so now it's Diamato stepping in. Coming into this one, hitting .250 with a runner at first against Josh Lucky.
D'Amato squares and lays this one just foul down the first base line. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. You know, D'Amato, not normally a guy who's laying bunts down. He's definitely very skilled with the bat in his hands. Just another tool in his toolbox is the bunt. Wouldn't be surprised if he flashes it again here.
So Lucky with the 0-1 count, and the runner tries to draw Lucky's attention.
That Turgeon getting a little jumpy. I like it.
Yeah.
Not many stolen bases from him this year.
Yeah.
You know.
Dante's one benefit of the lineup is to hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
We'll see him.
He's a station-to-station base runner.
He's got 2 steals on the year, though.
Yeah.
So
the big fella
never say
can truck.
never. Yeah, never say never.
Yeah. And Diamato quickly with 2 strikes. Couldn't get the bunt down there. Couldn't pull back. So now he's in a tough hole, and now he's going to look to swing away. He's got the whole right side to swing through. And Lucky misses on the outside part of the plate. One-two count. Josh Lucky versus Diamato. In for Ryder Hancock. And that ball bounces away, and Turgeon will take second base. So Turgeon doesn't rack up steal number 3, but he goes 90 feet on the ball in the dirt. And a Brooklyn V's update. No Brooklyn V's is coming.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Somehow, some way, they forgot the good people here in the broadcast booth. And that misses high inside. And he goes to 3-2.
Or
actually
ball 4.
Diamato.
Maybe hit by pitch.
Needs to say he goes down to first base. Stepping in, Justin George, as the assistant coach comes out, talk things over. So we'll get back to live action. Josh Lucky, Justin George. And George taking a first pitch strike. Showed bunt, pulled back. So Coyotes working on some small ball situations.
Yep.
Against the Firestorm. Situations that might be critical to execute somewhere down the stretch. And George lays a beauty down that left field.
Oh, yeah.
Down that third base line, I should say.
Misplayed by Lecky, but even if he fielded that cleanly, that bunt was beautifully placed by Justin George, so probably in no man's land.
Another hit recorded for JG today.
Yeah, give him a base hit. That's a tough play for Lecky, moving off the mound to his right, and had to be absolutely perfect right there. So the bases are stacked, and stepping in, Easton Bryant, who is more than overdue. 3 strikeouts of the night, now with an opportunity to forget everything with one good swing right here to knock in some of his teammates. And this one knocked down the right field line, and that is foul for strike 1.
Yeah, and that's something I love about Easton is he doesn't care that he has 2 strikeouts on the day. I mean, he's always thinking about the present moment and how he has 3 runners on and the bat in his hands. So it'll be fun to watch what he does in this one.
A 1 count. Takes a fastball on the outside part of the plate. And look, as a hitter, if you're having a rough night, you gotta have a short memory when you go back up to the dish. You gotta keep battling. Pitcher's not gonna give you anything. You gotta go up there and fight. So Bryant's got a 0-2 count as Lucky steps off real quick.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see that that breaker of Lecky's here. He loves to throw it low and inside on lefties, so something to look out for.
0-2 count, Easton Bryant, here it comes. Oof, this is way outside.
Went with the heat.
Turgeon at third base, Hancock make that Diamato at second, and Justin George at first. Bases stacked. Coyotes with a 7-2 lead. Looking for more.
Stacked, packed, and Bryant is ready to attack. Ooh.
1-2 count. Here it is. Bender misses inside, goes to 2-2. Right, no question, Brian laid off a tough 1-2 pitch there.
That pitch has been successful for Lecky.
Infield in, can't afford to give up another run. Outfield playing Bryant straight ahead. 2-2 pitch from Lecky. Misses high, goes to 3-2. And if Easton Bryant has to get a walk and drive in a run, that's a quality AB.
Yep. Easton Bryant in a big situation here.
3-2 count, bases stacked. Josh Lucky, Easton Bryant. That misses low, and Easton Bryant.
Good take.
Good take, and Lucky didn't like the call. Needs to say a run scores. Bryant gets the RBI. Turgeon, come on down. And we've got a pitching change. We'll take a short time out here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. So a new right-hander in out of the bullpen for the Firestorm. That's Chris Cable. And gets this opportunity to limit the damage against Keegan Roden. Roden struck out, walked, and popped to center. Bases stacked, nowhere to go. D'Amato at third base, Justin George is second, Easton Bryant at first, Roden at the dish. First pitch from Cable. That misses high for ball one.
Yeah, so a big moment here for the sophomore Keegan, who doesn't have the vast majority of the RBIs from this season. He's hitting great, just not many people on base when he comes up to the dish. So I'm sure he's eager to get some RBIs, take part in the fun that Dante's been soaking up all game.
Roden hitting .371 on the year, having a good season at the dish with an opportunity to plate several. This one sky to center field, so runner going back at third. He will tag up, and coming on down is
Matthew
D'Amato. So Keegan Roden does his job with the sac fly to center. 2 runs are in here in the 7th. Now a 9-2 Coyotes advantage.
Amir McGee, our fighting Philly, looking to extend this one.
McGee struck out his first time up in replace of Porter Pittman. Takes a curveball from Cable. Cable looking the runner back at second. And that one's high. We'll see, it evens the count. It's hard to tell with the home plate umpire. It doesn't give you that good strike call.
You never know.
We'll call it 1-1.
2 runners aboard for McGee.
McGee with an opportunity, steps off. Amir McGee checking in the day, hitting .227. 5 hits and 22 at bats. He scored 8 runs. Great speed. Quality outfielder. 1-1 pitch from Cable. Shows bunt. Knocks it down the third base line. Fielded cleanly by the third baseman. And the throw over. A bullet.
That was a good play.
Great play
Good play
by the third baseman. Give credit to Brian Garcia. But that moves the runners over. And quality sacrifice bunt by Amir McGee.
Getting the job done.
And that'll bring up John Enright.
Johnny versatility. Grounded to third. Infield single and another infield single and a stolen bag, which brought in a run as well. Enright with a couple out here and 2 on. And that misses high and inside. Chris Cable out of the pen.
John unfortunately has been robbed this past week a couple times, so I'm sure he's looking for a no doubt
Hit.
no doubt hit where
Yeah, leave no doubt. Don't leave it up to the
don't
umpires.
leave it up to the umpires.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they just do not like John, and I don't see how you can't like John, man.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. 1-1 count from Chris Cable after the great bender. Comes back on the outer part of the plate and misses. Enright lays off, and it goes to 2-1. On deck, top of the order, Devin DeVera, followed by the fighting Blake Tigas. Enright, 2-1 pitch. Skies this one straight back, and it goes to 2-2. And once again, Nate Ortiz not making the play on the ball.
Joe, that one was closer to you. I think that one. I think I'm calling you out, Joe. That one.
I feel.
In order for me to have made that play, I would have needed some Brooklyn V's to motivate me. 2-2 pitch, and that misses high. Goes to 3-2.
Yeah. The Brooklyn V is that's a tough one to stomach for sure.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
And we're going to have to try to find out from the fighting Paulo Hutchinson why that pizza never came. And at some point, he's going to give us an answer. 3-2 pitch to Johnny Enright.
Good
and
take.
Johnny
Good take.
lays off of it.
Disciplined. Was John there?
And they are loaded up. And Devin DeVera with an opportunity against Chris Cable. A couple outs here. Already 2 in. Now 9-2. And DeVera has got the right side. Could punch one through. First pitch from Cable. And curveball. Hits the zone for strike one. And I actually heard the umpire make that call.
Yeah. Umpire's waking up in the 8th inning. Or I don't even know. Here in the
0-1
7th.
count to DeVera as Chris Cable trying to wiggle his way out of this one. Bouncer toward the third base dugout. Coyotes staying alive over there. DeVera saying hello to his teammates via the foul ball. Quickly goes to 0-2. Bases stacked. Coyotes up 9-2. Got 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth, and now 2 here in the 7th. DeVera with an opportunity to do a lot more damage with the bases stacked here. Cable, 2 strikes. Misses high with the fastball. And you can hear that Coyotes bench saying, come on, Dev, get it done. Get it done, Dev. Get it done. Bases stacked, and there's nothing better than a bases loaded base hit.
No.
DeVera. Oh, this
Oh,
one's
there it is.
scorched.
Oof.
And what
Good
about the
play.
play by Brian Garcia?
Oh, and
And
Justin-
Garcia.
sorry, that's Bryant the Giant beat him there. So a
that's
run
gonna
will
be-
come across, and the Coyotes keep the rally alive. Justin George was the man who crossed home plate.
Yeah, DeVera hit a smoked one to Brian Garcia, and Garcia with the ridiculous one-hop stop, and Easton Bryant on his giddy-up beat the tag on the force out. So needless to say, they remain stacked. And another run's in. It's now 10-2 Coyotes, and checking in, the Fighting Blake Tigges.
Blake.
With the bases juiced.
Tigges with a walk. RBI single has popped out a couple times as well. And for middle infielder, Nate Ortiz will tell you that one hopper is so tough, and a little cue ball to the first baseman, and that's going to be unassisted. And that's going to do it for the Coyotes, but they played 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. They're up 10-2 as we head to the 8th. So we go to the 8th with Sam Roberts, the Submariner. Smoking Sam stepping in.
Sam had an electric walkout song
Yeah.
I absolutely
Something
loved it.
new. Something
Started
new.
with some Conor McGregor.
Yes.
And you don't see that every day. So you get to see the creativity from Sam. We get to see the creativity in his arm slot and his delivery as well. So an interesting pitcher to bring in, someone that's done a great job of closing doors on games so far this year. And I'm excited to see Sam once again here at the Coyote baseball field.
Yeah, and he gets a challenge right off the bat because Deshaun Thomas has been very impressive against the Coyotes in this one. A couple singles and a solo home run. And give Hutch credit. 7 strong, only 2 runs allowed, in line to pick up his second victory of the year. Submariner working inside, misses again.
Falling to 2-0 quickly. That's a hitter's count for number 4.
And Deshaun Thomas with a moonshot on the night, producing one of the 2 runs from Arizona Christian as Slick Sam deals the frisbee slider there for strike 1.
Roberts 1-0 on the year, .87 ERA. So no question he can dial it up. You can see that submarine off-speed pitch had Thomas fighting it off.
Yeah.
Now a good battle here because Thomas has really been an elite hitter at the dish, and now he's going to face Roberts with being down in the count. Let's see what Submarine Sam dials up. Off speed.
Oh,
And
man.
Thomas laid off.
A lot of these fans thought that was a strike as well.
Goes to 3-2. Thomas single to first, single in the third, and a homer solo style in the 5th. A little slow roller to the right side, and that goes right through the wickets by Justin George. So E3 on the play. Stepping in, Jake Pugrad. Pugrad singled, bounced into a double play, and doubled. So we just got this scouting report on Thomas. Gets no playing time in the varsity, so they gave him an opportunity here at the JV level. And no question if Sam Roberts blisters Pugra on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. And you like to think the Arizona Christian coaches know what they're doing because Thomas is showing some big-time game here.
Yeah.
Like he's got making every case that he should be getting playing time at the varsity level.
And a little strike him out, throw him out. Or, sorry, strike him out, and Deshaun Thomas will have to make his way back to first base. Some
Beautiful
batters,
double play.
yeah, batters interference there. Sam Roberts picks up the K, and Deshaun Thomas, even though he stole second, he's going to have to head back.
Oh, so we don't get an out off that. It's interesting.
Nope.
Just because it was a strikeout, huh?
Maybe.
So you have Jake Petrus at the dish. Bounce into a double play and robbed down the left field line, and a great play by Blake Tigas, and then struck out. 1 out here in the 8th. Submarine Sam misses low. Love that arm slot. Just entertaining to watch him throw on the mound.
And hitters have such a hard time adjusting to it. You know, they normally don't look comfortable in the box until their second time through the order. So the closer role has absolutely been the home of Sam Roberts this year, and he's owning it very well.
And just like that, the off-speed bender that comes in and froze Petrus for a split second. He laid off.
Beautifully placed pitch by Sam Roberts. Keegan Roden set up on the outside part of the plate, and the 2-seam from Sam Roberts dodges the bat and finds the glove of Keegan Roden. So 2 strikes now here in this one.
Nancy at first.
And a balk is called on Sam Roberts. Didn't come set there. And Deshaun Thomas will make his way down to second.
And that's actually Jonah Leone pinch hitting for Jake Petrus. So Leone giving Sam Roberts a battle here in the top of the 8th with the runner at second base. Roberts looking the runner back. This one bounced to the right side. Perfect glove play by De Vera. Throws over for the second out of the inning. Now looks like we have potentially another pinch hitter. And as the doctor and myself, we do our homework, checking the roster. Number 65. And usually 65 would be like a safety in football, correct?
Yeah. Or maybe a lineman. Sometimes they go into the 60s. Normally they stay in the 70s, but
62.
regardless. Oh, is it six? Is it?
Yeah, 62.
Yeah, 62. So that's Alexi Roman, who's
Yeah.
up to bat now for Arizona Christian.
And dude, I swear he's wearing that helmet the wrong way.
Is the C flat backwards?
Yeah.
He's in for Brian Garcia and
He
fouls
is.
that one down the left field line. And Roman has that short contact swing. Looks like he just wants to put the ball in play and take off and do his game by speed.
Yeah, if my eyes don't deceive me, he definitely looks like a speedy guy. Playing to his strengths is Roman as he watches the ball there.
Sam Roberts. All different slots, all different angles. Looking to get Alexi Roman and get the home team up at the dish. And blows it right by Roman, and Slinging Sam does the job here in the 8th, and we go to the bottom half, and the Coyotes up big. So we go to the bottom half of the 8th. Chris Cable's still on the mound, and he's going to face the one-man wrecking machine that is Dante Turgeon.
Mr. Magic Stick watches ball one in the dirt there.
A 2-run homer, got hit by a pitch, RBI single, and walked in a run. So Dante perfect on the night.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch from Cable. And you just get the sense that Dante he's locked in on one pitch and ready to unleash the fury.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. I like the sound of that.
2-0 count. Misses outside, and
Was it because Fury was in the?
Yeah, Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
yeah, word alliteration, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
3-0 count from Chris Cable. Here it is. Fastball, outside part of the plate.
3-1, I think that's something he'd usually go for right there. So,
Maybe he's waiting for one
yeah, must have
special
changed
pitch.
his approach a little bit.
So Cable
Watches the 2-2.
Oh, that was
That one is high for ball 3. So we go to a full count now. Dante Turgeon
3-2 count.
Bit apprehensive with the bat so far, this at-bat, being very selective. The 3-2 pitch on the way. And
Bender
it's
misses, and Turgeon's going to walk down to first base. So Dante showing his, and we've got good news.
Wow. Out of nowhere, the play of the night. Yeah.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I peeped that in the corner of my eye.
Brooklyn V's, and where's Nate Ortiz?
Oh.
3 big old Brooklyn V's pizzas just made their way up into the broadcasting booth, and wow, what a play.
As Matthew Diamato steps in. Diamato walked part of that 3-run 7th inning.
There's that Brooklyn V's showing up on your screen now.
Diamato with an opportunity and scorches this one, and the left fielder tracking back, and that's to Thomas right there. And we just got kind of a scouting report about Deshaun Thomas. So Deshaun Thomas is a standout true freshman on the Arizona Christian varsity squad. Doesn't get a lot of playing time. They're ranked number 15 in the nation. So here's a young man who's going to do good things for the Firestorm, but in the meantime has to get his reps and wait his opportunity. And that is from a no question a Firestorm fan. So we appreciate you giving us all the info. And that was a deep pop out to left, and this one is
Justin George flares
Justin
one
George
in there for base knock. I believe that's number 3 on the night for him. So Justin George racking up a 3.
That's 4.
Is it?
Let's count it up.
Justin George, 3. Make that 4 hits on the night.
Let's go.
Hit the first, hit in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, base knock in the 7th.
Wow.
And here he is yet again.
Having a night.
Yeah. Now the question is, I want to let the viewers know at home that while you're watching this one, if you don't hear anyone talk, it's because they're eating. So I'm going to let my boys eat, and I'll just carry this one for a while as Easton Bryant takes a ball on the inside part of the plate. Bryant with a RBI walk his last time up, and you can just smell the deliciousness that is Brooklyn V's as the doctor is about to go to work. He's about to commit surgery on this big za right here and grabs a nice feisty piece.
Oh, man.
Working it and working well.
Andrew Fury asking for a slice as well.
Absolutely, Perry. Slide one my way.
We're about to get into business here.
Yeah, Bryant.
In the broadcasting booth. So Paolo Hutchison, the man of the night for the broadcasting team, delivers once again.
And Bryant takes a bender on the lower half of the plate for a strike, and the broadcast booth is feasting, and Easton Bryant wants to feast at the dish. Couple on here against Chris Cable. Bryant, this one sky to center field. Center fielder going back. Center fielder tracking it down and makes the grab. That was fantastic play by Jake Petrus, and coming around to score is Dante Turgeon on the great sacrifice, taking 3rd and coming all the way in, but no question a great play by the center fielder as the runners advance. And that was a long out by Easton Bryant, maybe the deepest part of the field. And give Dante a lot of credit for hustling, and Justin George as well taking second base. But Easton Bryant gave that one a serious ride. And the umpires talking that one over as if that ball might have potentially dropped, and no, it was caught by the center fielder as the home plate umpire walks over to the skipper for the Firestorm. Now our boy Nate Ortiz, the fellow doctor, doing his dissection, doing his orderly work on the za. And Nate Ortiz, not only is he a great middle infielder, not only can he dabble with his charm on the mic, but a fantastic dancer as well. Stepping into the dish, Keegan Roden. And Roden takes a ball low. Paulo Hutchison once again with the Geico play of the night. Roden takes slow for ball 2. Runner at second. Already 1 in on the long sac fly by Easton Bryant, bringing in Dante Turgeon. 2-0 count. This one scores to left. Deshaun Thomas going back, and that's going to do it. So the Coyotes add another. Now lead 11-2 going into the 9th.
So into the top of the 9th we go. Pitching change here for the Yotes. It's Jace Banky taking the mound. And first pitch, fastball blisters the outside part of the plate in there for strike 1. And up to bat for Arizona Christian, it's number 16, Jesh Leckie. Banky bringing the heat tonight. Big bad Banky. Looking for another close on the season. And the count is 1-1 here as Jesh Leckie looks to get Arizona Christian back in this. Jace yanks the fastball there. So 2-1 now is the count. And Jace Banky, so 6.2 innings pitched on the season, sporting an impressive 2.7 ERA. This one's grounded over to shortstop and bounces off the leg of John Enright. Took a weird hop and he couldn't get the glove on it. So Jesh Leckie will hold up at first on the E6. And that'll bring up number 65 for Arizona Christian. And that's Luke Killinger. Luke playing first base tonight for Arizona Christian, and Jesh taking off. Keegan bobbled it a little bit, and he decides to hold off on the throw, pounding his glove there, showing some discontent with himself. And El Capitan will always be the first to take responsibility for his actions. What a team leader he is. Banky deals. Fastball in there on the outside part of the plate. Jace Banky sporting a 3-pitch mix of the fastball, slider, and changeup, but he really loves that fastball slider combo. Throwing across his body like he does gives him just that much extra break on the slider. But the fastball is all he needs right now for Luke Killinger as he gets him to swing through for strike 2.
Spanky on the mound now, trying to get the first out of here in the top of the ninth. Killinger at the dish. Killinger singled, bounced to second, and struck out. Now Jay Spanky looking to end his night on a bad note. And Killinger, cue ball shot down the third base line. Now 2 strikes. And it's very rare that you see John Enright with a miscue on the field. And that was a tough one hop that maybe John should have taken a step in, and instead he let the ball play him, and that was the end result. And Benke with the bender that Killinger just fouls off to stay alive. Killinger followed by Eric Trent, Dylan Peterson, and Ryan Harness for the Firestorm. Here in the ninth, Benke looking back at the runner. And Killinger stays alive, fouling off, showing some resiliency at that dish. Firestorm varsity squad ranked in the top 20. And that's a athletic program going in the right direction. Men's basketball team ranked in the top 10 all year. Football team, rock solid. Baseball team in the top 20. That's a program that has some ambitions to do some serious work in the NAIA. Benke, 2 strikes on Killinger, rocks and fires and misses on the inside part of the plate.
Keegan behind the plate, keeping that runner at second base. That was a phenomenal block, especially from someone throwing as hard as Jace.
Moving quickly like a jungle cat behind there. And now Benke trying to get Killinger for the first out here. And Killinger works the walk. And Benke shrugs that one off as if he wanted that call. Stepping in, Eric Trent grounded out on a fielder's choice and struck out twice. Looks like we might have a pitch hitter at the plate against Jay Spanky, and we'll dial that up for you here in 1 second. Number 24. Benke. This one fouled off.
Oh, that's going to hit Campbell. Into the dugout that one went. Wow.
Stepping in is Josh Roberts hitting for Eric Trent.
You can see some of the Yotes laughing at their coach as that one drilled him because they know he's an absolute unit, and that won't even make a dent on him.
And Josh Roberts and Jay Spanky in a battle here. Fastball misses.
In a situation like this with the lead that Benke has, he could really dial it back, maybe not try to throw as hard, get some strikes, and then work that slider that we know breaks nearly 20 inches across the plate horizontally.
Also along the way, Andrew, look, you're up big. You're up.
Yeah.
You've got room to play with here. Pitch to contact.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be so cute around the plate. If this Roberts kid, who's a pinch hitter, he's coming off the
Cold.
deck, right?
Yeah.
He's not in the starting lineup for a reason, right? So pitch to him, make him work. And Benke right there fires the bender, and Roberts is down.
Good strikeout from Jace there in a much-needed situation. He was yet to record an out. There's his first. So 2 runners on still as number 89 steps into the box.
And number 89 is Dylan Peterson. Grounded out to short, singled, and popped to center field. Benke's first pitch. Fastball chases Peterson off the plate for ball 1. And Andrew, you've had probably the opportunity in fall ball to work with Jace Benke a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean I caught for Jace numerous times over the fall. I basically live with the guy as well.
So give us a breakdown of what he has on the mound and what he needs to tighten up.
Yeah, so, I mean, he does, and you're going to hear it from us a lot. He has that fastball in the low 9s. He's gotten it up to 93 recorded this year. But to combat that, he's got a freaking slider that is just phenomenal. It'll look like it's starting at your hip, and it'll end on the corner of the plate on the outside part. But do not overlook this man's changeup.
And that's a one hopper that eats up Devin DeVera, and all of a sudden they are loaded right now, and the Coyotes have got to tighten some things up. That was kind of a play that DeVera had some time to, could have played a little slower and then made the easy flip to end right at second base. So a couple errors by the middles have helped load the bases, and Jace Benke is now trying to work his way out of the damage around him. E6, a walk, a strikeout, and now a error by DeVera on the one hopper. And Ryan Harness at the dish. Singled and a couple pop-ups. Jace Benke, and if you're Coach Watson right now, fellas, look, it's the 9th inning. Wouldn't you want to see your team play a little cleaner?
Absolutely. You know, you want to end on a high note, and the Coyotes, coming off a losing streak, we had a lot of things we had to clean up, and now we want them all cleaned up.
Sky to left field, and Turgeon makes the catch, and a run scores, and ball gets past Keegan Roden, and the runners advance. But that is now the second out here.
One away.
Two outs now, and checking in is Deshaun Thomas, the young man who's on the varsity squad, does not get a lot of playing time, so he's here getting some work with the JV and has been impressive. 3 hits, one of those a solo home run. Grounded out his last time up and lays off a bender for ball 1. Jace Benke has surrendered 1 run and a couple errors sandwiched in between. 1-0 pitch to Thomas. And Thomas goes fishing on the outside part of the plate.
I'm sorry, Joe. I just have to keep admiring the blocking from El Capitan, Keegan Roden, behind the dish. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's keeping those runners on base, you know, and that's helping out your pitcher big time. Even though we have a tremendous lead, every run does go against the pitcher, and Keegan realizes that there.
And we talked about
another one.
Adam talked about that hard cutting slider. We've seen that on back-to-back pitches, and goes to 2-1 on Thomas, who's just here to get some reps with the JV team. The scouting report is this is going to be a young man who's going to be a factor for this Firestorm team in the varsity level for years to come. 2-1 pitch. And another bender by Benke. And Thomas lays off.
Doesn't miss by much.
It goes to 3-1. Runners at second and third. Coyotes with a big lead.
Looking to close this one out and get the sweep on the day.
Thomas bounces to the right side, DeVera, and that eats up DeVera, and Thomas is going to beat it out, and 2 runs are going to race in, and right now the Coyotes have some things to think about as they depart from this game and tightening some things up defensively. You've played a strong game to this point, and you don't want to end on a bad note. So Thomas gets on the error by DeVera. Now Jake Pugrad stepping in. Single, bounced into a double play, doubled and struck out. Thomas at first base, great speed. 3 across here.
Deshaun takes off. The throw
Not
way
even close.
high. And that'll be the ball game as some believe batter's interference there. So Jay Spanky closes it out for the Yotes, and Yotes pick up 2 on the day.
Yeah, no question. They came out, got a great pitching performance in the first game, combined shutout, and then this one, Daniel Hutchison set the tone, 7 strong, only 2 runs allowed in the offense. Dante Turgeon was a force in this one. Started with a 2-run homer, added an RBI single. The Coyotes with 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth, 3 in the seventh, and 1 in the eighth. And here they are walking off victorious. 2 victories on the day. This one in the nightcap. Impressive. Doing it every which way possible. And now the team gets some time to rest, and they're right back at it tomorrow night. Working it for a Tuesday affair. They've got this Scottsdale post-grad at 2 p.m., followed by the Okotoks Dogs at 6 p.m. And that's part of a feeder program out of Canada for this Coyotes team. So early victory, 5-0. And a 11-5 victory in the nightcap. And fellas, break it down, the nightcap.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the pitcher here tonight for the Coyotes, Daniel Hutchison, coming out and posting 6 zeros in a row. And when your offense gets moving like the Yotes did, and your starting pitcher posts 6 zeros in a row, that is normally a formula for success. And tonight, the Yotes capitalized. They got ahead early, picking up 6 runs before Arizona Christian could score 1. And at that point, it feels like Arizona Christian was all but defeated.
And that's what's great about tonight, Perry. I felt like, or today in general, I feel like I've seen that Coyote offense that we saw to kick off the season.
Yeah.
They're back.
Back in groove.
Back, healthy and ready. We've seen a lot of big hits today, extra base hits, which are always exciting. But what I like to see was runners in scoring position almost all game long. We were able to get a lot more runs this game and put a hurting on the Okotoks Dogs earlier today with the help of some big hitters. Dante Turgeon, who's been doing it all year long, as well as JG, who when he gets an opportunity, man, he really shines. 4-hit night for JG, who did it. He did it in both ways. He also laid down a bunt, showed off his speed in order to get on. So I like to see that from the Coyotes. I like to see that we're swinging the bats well and putting runs on the board for our pitchers, which that just makes it easier all around.
Yeah, no question. A good night for the team. Justin George, good night. Dante Turgeon at the dish. They started fast. They started furiously. Big Daniel Hutchison on the mound was doing good things on the mound. 7 strong innings, only 2 runs allowed. The bullpen solid, except for a minor blemish here defensively in the 9th inning. But Coach Watson and the team will take it. So the squad now improves to 15-12 on the year. They're back at it tomorrow night. And, of course, we'll be back right here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network for the doctor, Adam Perry, for the future businessman of America, the future Bill Gates, which is Andrew Furry. Paulo Hutchison on the pizza delivery, always and the lovely Jen Hutchison. I am Joe Pequeno. Once again, good night for the home team. Coyotes with the Twin Bill sweep. We'll see you here tomorrow night on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network.